Oh man, this is garbage. Oh man, 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 man. Guys, this is what AGN has been telling you for a while. Now, hopefully you enjoy my GTA videos. There may be some more coming. There's some more crazy stuff on that. But are you ready to see how pathetic Xbox's physical disc support has been this whole time? Yeah, it's right here in front of you. 4%. Oh, man, that's dog. You guys know the word after that. Oh, man. 2 thumbs down. Garbage. That is pathetic. Yeah. Oh, man. See, when all this PlayStation ending physical disc drama went off, we saw what was going on. Remember what AGN said? I don't want to see a single Xbox fanboy say anything, right? Do you know why? Here's a perfect example. But we already had other examples before that. The Series S, most supported console this generation, most manufactured console, Game Pass 24/7, not buying anything. And then somebody saying, oh, Helix needs to have a disc drive. I was like, what is that going to do for the industry? It's barely going to sell anything. There's no market. It's over. Remember what I said? If you want a solution, go to Nintendo. Look at that. 63% of physical sales is coming from Nintendo. I tried to tell you, they got double PlayStation's physical support. Nintendo gamers buy physical copies. Do you know in Japan, it's massively big too? So you're kind of getting the idea here. 32% is from PlayStation. That's how huge Nintendo's physical game support is. I was trying to tell you that. It's more than PlayStation. A lot of people thinking, oh, but PlayStation's just so big, third party. I said it doesn't matter. Nintendo sells more. You're going to find out when you start getting the stats. And this is coming from Matt Piscatella, the NPD guy. So yeah, are we ready to get into this? Become a member, leave a tip down below, like, comment, and subscribe. Here we go. All right, so yeah, physical game sales platform breakdown in the United States for 2026. Nintendo with a whopping 63%. You know why PC had 1%? Because apparently 007, and I think it was Assassin's Creed or whatever, had collectors or limited edition aspects that you could actually get. So that's why that was actually included. Just in case if you guys didn't know. You see, oh, Kotaku's coming here because they're basically saying nobody's buying physical games on the Xbox in the US. Yeah, it's very true. They don't buy anything in general. You would be surprised if you saw the digital sales ratio too, like what's the total digital sales on PlayStation versus Nintendo versus Xbox. PlayStation is going to have the highest percentage, obviously. Steam is going to be high too, so PC would not be 1% for that. Xbox will be dead last place. And then you see in general, they do not buy video games. It's a dead console platform. Like the market is dead and so is the console. That's why I said the only thing that's left over are the people that are just still hanging around thinking that there's going to be some imaginary comeback with exclusives. And I was like, hey, what you going to buy? What? You know, it's going to end up flopping, whatever it is that they try. And we already saw what Gears of War, how that's going. Actually, I got a video for that. Get ready to laugh at that. That's going to be funny. Not that Gears of War is actually going to fail, but that Xbox fanboys don't get it. And that Microsoft doesn't know what they're doing. And AGN has been trying to tell you this for quite some time, but people don't want to listen. So therefore, you're going to have to learn the hard way. By numbers don't lie, facts in front of your face. People lie. Xbox fanboys lie. Content creators. A lot of them are they're grifters, and a lot of them have shapeshifted and chameleon into the PC world and with the Steam and still grift against PlayStation and Nintendo 24/7. As you see, it's not too hard to realize. Yeah, interesting stuff here. But oh man, this is bad. So what about that Helix disk drive? Yeah, what's that gonna do? You see what I mean? It's all nothing. I'm telling you, Microsoft doesn't care about physical. This is exactly what they wanted. So before you ever even opened your mouth in the PC world and the Xbox world, this is what AG has been saying. Tell me, AG, as I've been saying in those videos, PC fanboys and Xbox fanboys, please be quiet. The only people that should be talking are people in the PlayStation world that supported physical, a part of that physical percentage right there, and people in the Nintendo world, because that's where the medium is actually being supported and kept alive. So now you know that AGN has been once again correct. And who's wrong as usual? Oh God, do I even need to say his name? But is this anything new? I mean, he has a low IQ, so what do you expect? Along with all those other people that just don't know what they're talking about, that wanted to come in and defend, oh, he's defending PlayStation. I'm not defending PlayStation. I'm literally telling an Xbox fanboy to shut the hell up because you don't know what you're talking about. And you're a fraud. And you're just looking for an angle to poke at Sony so that you can mass project your inferiority, complexity issues over onto PlayStation instead of being a real gamer and being a real man with high intellect and IQ and common sense and constructively start criticizing Microsoft that is destroying the very thing that you're backing up, why they blow the load in your face, because that's what they've been doing. And you seem to like it, and it gets worse, and you still don't criticize them. That's what you call an ex-cuck right there, or just one in general. You can just do whatever you want, and they're just like, I'm going to take it, and I'm still going to go attack PlayStation, and I'm still going to go attack Nintendo. But I'm not going to criticize Xbox at all. Like, that's a perfect platform. It's the most dead thing in the industry historically. Sega was way better than that. They just got screwed over. Xbox didn't get screwed over. They literally got destroyed by Microsoft and then got dominated by PlayStation. See, there's a difference between Sega and Xbox. Sega was significantly better. I still wish they would have been around. Man, loved Sega. At least they could actually compete with Nintendo, you know, and create their own games 24/7, not really be a third-party vampire. That's what PlayStation mostly is, but at least it has its own games now. And they've been increasing that since the end of the PS3 generation. But before that, yeah, you know, a lot of people, when you think about PlayStation, it was just a bunch of money hats and third-party games, like Pacifically and GTA games and just a ton of games. You had a lot of options, you know, it was nice. There was no paywalls and none of that nonsense going on. It was still cool. But what do Xbox fanboys have to say now? I tried to tell you. Then you got some guy coming in here trying to defend. Like, it's actually funny. It's like, I hate articles like this. I can't handle the truth because they don't give actual numbers. Bro, what do you talk about? You got the percentage right here. Do you know how low this is? What do you mean you don't have actual numbers? It's a percentage. What do you need to see the numbers for? I mean, I'm not saying, I'm the one that actually likes all that to come out. But what I'm saying is that the percentage says everything. If you said that Nintendo had 80%, do you know how ridiculous that is? The thing is you can already go ahead and see what that is. What's the problem here? You must be a PC or Xbox fanboy. This guy right here. Just saying. Only percentage, 63% of what number? 32% of what? Dude, all of the games in the US in 2026. What's so hard about this, guys? If you ever get a number, say, this is how many games sold in the US in 2026, go and look at the numbers and then look for the physical. Okay, I mean, that can be 6 out of 10 sold. I don't know. Sounds like a big number when they use it, but what does it tell you? This guy says, Circana sadly, Genki says, Circana sadly does not disclose sales numbers for game software, but US is the biggest market for console games in the world. Yeah, it is. 1% PC, how is that possible? Apparently, 007 and Assassin's Creed have PC Collector's Edition. That's what I was trying to tell you guys earlier. That's why that actually happens. Xbox is at 4%. I'm surprised they didn't announce the end of physical game support. They're already kind of making it that way. It's been that way in front of you. They just didn't say that because what's the difference anyways? Nobody buys it. If you see 4%, and here's the thing too, I want to actually slam this down for good. What does Xbox do outside of US anyways now? They even pulled out of the market in Europe. So the sales in Europe are going to be lower and the sales in Asia are going to be lower. So worldwide, Xbox physical support is dead. It doesn't exist. It's all PC support in Europe and Asia. They only sell consoles specifically in US. If you look at the sales, everywhere else is dead. So that gives you the idea, even in their own hometown, that the physical support is pathetic. Why do you think they said Xbox is now 90% digital plus, 90+% digital worldwide? I'm gonna think it's actually higher than that now, according to this right here, because where are you selling physical more outside of the US? It seems more like Xbox digital is probably like 93, 94% now. Yikes. See what I mean? Microsoft does not care about disk drive support because don't nobody buy physical games and they look at it, they're just not saying anything. So we can shut all that down now. The only people, like I said, that should be saying anything about disc are PlayStation gamers and Nintendo gamers. And I've been saying this for quite some time, where it's like 99% or 100% of PC is digital support. Ain't nobody going to make no disc. There'll be like one person in the world or something. You know what I mean? On GOG. And it's like, but what are you playing? So the majority of the world already says, we're all digital. I'm on Steam. It's all digital. On Xbox, I'm mostly all digital. On PlayStation, I'm mostly all digital. On Nintendo, well, that's different. Yeah. This definitely reflects the current state of the industry. It does. This is literally what people are saying. I'm trying to tell you this. This does not mean that Nintendo is 63% physical, by the way, and PlayStation is 32%. What this means is that is the platform percentage breakdown between all the games sold physical in that world. But if you did physical versus digital, we have already gotten those percentages from the physical results early in the month or last month. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That doesn't mean that Nintendo Digital will be like 37% or something. No, you already got your answer. Remember? It was like 38%. I'm thinking like 40% and probably 60% plus digital. Whereas in the PlayStation world, they said it was 82% digital and 18% physical. And Xbox, it was like 90+% digital and like 9 or 10% physical. But even then, like, I think that's even lower now. Because, like, they just don't buy physical games. It's very low in the Xbox world. Like what I was saying earlier, like, this 4% doesn't mean that it's 96% in the Xbox world. Obviously, I will get what somebody's trying to say. That's why I'm going to go ahead and talk about that. What I'm basically saying, though, is that I believe digital is even higher than 90% in the Xbox world. And then there's always this counter argument that, yeah, but do you know that they're counting DLC as digital? It's like, yeah, but it is, though. You're buying a digital sale. I didn't say a digital game, but it's a digital sale. That's what I mean. We're talking about sales. This physical could just physical game sales. You'd have to include that in there. That's why Nintendo includes that in some of those $80, $70 games, because they're including that in there and they allow you to get both so that you could actually have that on the card. That's actually good. Instead of saying you have to go buy the digital of that too. You say, no, I could get the expansion and all the updates with the expansion updates on the card. Dude, that's amazing. Whereas, like, everybody's saying, oh, well, you got microtransactions, but isn't that what you're buying, though? Are you going to say that shouldn't be included in a digital sale? It is, though. I just sold this cosmetic to you, so that's digital sales percentage. I don't get why people try to, like, argue against it, saying, I only want to see digital video game sales, but that's not the only thing that you're buying in the digital world. You see? So the argument doesn't really work because that's just how the digital world works compared to the physical world. Also in the digital world, you can have games that will never exist again and pop up in the physical world. You will never see them in Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Amazon, because they're just not available anymore. And in the digital world, they can be there and go on sale consistently, and you can get them for really cheap. So there's very good benefits for it. I like and love the digital world. I just would like you guys to have options, but other than that, yeah, I want you guys to let me know what you actually think about this. We're literally exposing, once again, Xbox fanboys and PC fanboys who were trying to say something about PlayStation when it's like, it would be nice if you wouldn't be a hypocrite and actually talk about a subject that you will be doing better than PlayStation. But if you're actually doing worse, your market is worse, you don't buy games, your most sold console is actually a discless model, getting on Game Pass, even with the Series X, because that was the most powerful aspect that you could have as a more expensive option. But even then, you went on Game Pass all day. Why are you talking about disc? You're a fraud. Does that make sense? I think it does. So that's why I had to make this video, and we just got to go ahead and get this out because it's now starting to get embarrassing. And that's what I mean by, like, there's legit criticism and hate towards PlayStation and anger, and then there's extra manipulated fake hate because they're insecure and can't stand that PlayStation is in a position they wish they were in. Everybody knows it besides those who want to play like they don't know, and those who are just not that bright enough or have enough common sense to actually figure it out. So there we go again. Xbox fanboys and Xbox gamers, they do not buy physical disc. They mostly get on Game Pass or wait on some cheap sale if they even buy a game. They don't buy games that much in general. Everybody knows this now. It's right here in front of you. It just got broken down in the United States, your biggest market. You don't have that much of a market in Europe. You don't even sell consoles over there anymore, hardly. You said you were backing out. Matthew Ball even said, oh, well, just look to PC in that market because we just don't sell anything over there anymore. In Asia, it doesn't exist. So become a member for $3. Leave a tip down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, supporting a real intelligent channel that has been pretty much on point 24/7. Later.